I had a friend training to become a pastor. I was just like, yeah, I want to get baptized. And he was like, yeah, you don't need to. It's not efficacious for salvation or anything like that. But
it's such a defensive attitude.
Yeah, it's like
why would you even say that?
I knew nothing about the Reformation. For whatever reason, during this time among evangelical Christians, there was this move to do like house church stuff because we're like, that's how the early church did it. And then I was like, yeah, what was the early church doing? I heard something about the early church belief on baptism actually being efficacious for salvation. It actually does something. It's not symbolic. And then similar with the Eucharist. And I was like, wait, it hasn't always been like Calvary Chapel? I didn't know that there was a difference in belief before. Like, why did we change that? So that just totally shocked me. Couldn't believe that I was believing something that used to not be believed by any Christians. So I started looking into, why does anybody believe that baptism actually does something?
And that pulled up Catholic articles and videos.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, this is actually kind of a rock solid case for why baptism is not just a symbol. But there were these questions in my head, and I was bringing this to my buddy who was in training to be a pastor, and he was like, yeah, I think you're right. Like, there does seem to be some differences between what we believe and what the early church believes, and even maybe what scripture says. So I was like, I think I'm going to become Catholic.
Whoa.
I haven't learned everything, but I actually came across your conversation with Cameron Bertuzzi on the Eucharist.
Is this when he was a Protestant? We kind of debated it?
Yeah.
I remember studying for that debate and just being shocked at how strong the evidence was for the Eucharist from the patristics and from scripture.
I think at one point you brought up every church father that has spoken on the Eucharist says that it is the true body and blood of Christ. Doesn't that bother you? And he said, no, I don't really care. And I was like, that kind of bothers me though. So after that, I was like, I have to become Catholic. That's it. And then I became a Lutheran.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
I was a Lutheran for a couple of years. And then I get some Catholics coming in. They're like, hey man, you're really close. So I was just like, these Catholics are so annoying.
Yeah.
They think they're better than everybody. I need to set them straight. I need to make some videos about why the papacy is a bunch of baloney. And then as I'm doing that,